Good evening and a very warm welcome back to the Barbican in York, where we're down to the final 16 players. Now, the competition has never been tighter, with each and every one of these players battling it out to win one of the sport's most precious prizes. I guess the real question now is, who's still standing? It's an absolute pleasure to have your company this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. And one man still standing in this competition is the lovely Stuart Bingham. Thank you for your company this evening. Still standing, Steve Davis?
Sitting for this one.
But standing in terms of, this has been a phenomenal tournament so far, and it's been great, hasn't it? Six-time UK champion joins us as well. Stuart, talk to me about last night. We watched you against Mark Williams. You had to battle back, but you got the job done in the end.
In the end, yeah, I'm still pinching myself. A game of two halves. I've luckily found something in my game, and yeah, the last four frames was what I've been doing in practice. So
it's been tough, hasn't it, for a lot of the players in this competition? A lot of them going all the way to final frame deciders.
Yeah, and I think for the last couple of days we've struggled a bit. The tables have started to play a bit rough. That's really tough on the players. So I mean, you had the worst of it effectively the last match before they recovered the tables.
Yeah, they found it hard. I know they changed the balls after the Judd match with Neil. New balls, so with old cloth with new balls, it did play a little bit different, but obviously, luckily, got there in the end.
Today's standard seemed a lot better, I think. Certainly the match I was commentating on.
Well, let's talk about the match that you were commentating on, because Gilbert will be so disappointed. That drive home will be awful. He had a chance to win it, missed the green, and it was over. Yeah,
it looked like he'd done the job. He played great up until then. Both players playing great, but he left himself the green with a long rest and a little bit out of position after putting a yellow. But we still thought he'd get that in, and it was debilitating for him. He had a chance in the last frame as well, but then all of a sudden Barry Hawkins sort of pushed the switch, and in the end Dave Gilbert, he could have carried on. He only needed, I think, one or two snookers with two reds left, and he just jacked it in. He had enough. He was distraught with himself.
Oh, he was. We heard him in his post-match interview. He was distraught. But we will see more of him again because he's a great player. As for Sean Murphy against Ding Junhui, Sean played with so much passion. We really felt it towards the end when he finally got over the line. Yeah,
he showed his emotion. He does love a fist pump these days.
He does.
But yeah, he missed a couple of easy balls from 5-3 up. Ding played very well to come back to 5-all. But Sean got his concentration together and made a frame-winning break.
And he said in the studio, actually, to Hazel and the team afterwards, Steve, that it just means so much to him to make it to a quarter-final of this event, because this event matters to so many players.
Yeah, I think it does. And I think Sean really does like the big occasion and being... And let's face it, the great thing as well, Sean loves being centre stage and all the better for it. So he enjoys the challenge of being the hero, coming out to the Superman music over the years, the big hand up in the air. Great at the Masters, he always sort of big smile on his face when he stands at the top of the stairs there. So, yeah, he'll be looking for an even better run in this, I think, and he can win it.
He certainly can. So let's actually take a moment to look at the draw and see how it's shaping up, because it's looking rather good. So Barry Hawkins has booked his place in the quarterfinals and will play Sean Murphy. If we head to the bottom half of the draw, right at the bottom there, you see the world champion Kyron Wilson playing Chris Wakelin. Chris Wakelin, of course, number 15 in the world, hoping to stay in the top 16. Michael Holt, what a campaign he has had in the last couple of weeks to get through to this stage. 4 qualifying matches, he plays Jack Jones. Stuart Bingham, who's in the studio with us, plays Zhang Anda, and whoever wins that will play the winner of Judd Trump and John Higgins. Stuart, you're playing the man that delivered a maximum break last night. How does that feel, first of all?
Yeah, loving the challenge. I've played him, I think, last year in the Scottish Open, and I ended up beating him 4-0. But I knew I had to play well. He's become the tournament winner.
Yeah, well, it was a brilliant moment, wasn't it, to watch the 21st maximum here at the UK Championship. OK, let's fast forward now. Let's have a look at what we can expect this evening. We've got some cracking matches for you. We've got Jack Klazowski taking on Ali Carter. Two great players, and we're very much looking forward to keeping our eye on that one. And then Mark Allen, world number 3, against the young Chinese player in Wu Yize. Now, Mark Allen battled his way past Jackson Page. That was in round 1, but he wasn't happy at all with his game. So how's he feeling ahead of this one? Well, Shabnam caught up with him earlier on today.
Well, Mark, you were quite down on your game after your first round win. It was a tough one to get through. But how will you use some of that self-analysis, I suppose, heading into your second round match?
I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm hoping that it can't get any worse. But yeah, I got the job done, and that's ultimately what it's all about. But I've had a good few days on the practice table now. Done a bit of work yesterday with Lee Walker as well to try and sort a few things out. So I feel like we'll get into tonight's match with a bit more of a focus on what I'm working on rather than just sort of tinkering as I go.
Yeah. So is it technique that you're working on with Lee Walker?
Technique and sighting, to be honest. I think I was a little out on both. Sometimes you don't sort of see it until someone else points it out, and I've done, like I say, I've done a few good sessions with him yesterday, and I had a good chat with him off the table as well. So instead of going out there and not knowing what I'm doing wrong, it's nice to go out there tonight and actually just focus on one thing and hopefully pot some balls.
Well, you said you could be one good performance away from turning things completely around. Could the prospect of facing this talented young Chinese player actually bring the best out of you?
Oh, who knows? I don't get overly excited about who I play, to be honest. Look, they're all great players now. The standard in the game is ridiculous at times, and Wu Yize is one of the brightest prospects in the sport. But I can't be thinking any of that tonight. I have to go out there and focus on me.
Best of luck. Thanks,
Cheers.
Mark.
Thanks.
Mark Allen really was very disappointed after his opening round match, but he's working on technique, sighting. He seems to have practised hard, so he seems to be in a happier place now, Steve.
Yeah, hopefully for him, because it's debilitating when you're not happy with your game, especially when you go out there. The only trouble is, and I'm sure Stuart would agree, you can do all the practice and do it all right, and you think you've found the clues and the answers, but then you take it to the match table. What happens?
Yeah, it's just like what happens on the night. Like you say, you can put all the practice in, feeling really good in your game. You go out there and you could just freeze. Obviously, conditions are a little bit different. I found the table very quick, even quicker than the practice tables. So, yeah, that could be the sort of end of what could happen.
And I think the one difficult thing with any sport is that you can't really recreate the feeling of that pressure in that live moment. You can't recreate it in training or in practice, and that's what the difference is out there.
Exactly, and the temptation is to try extra hard when you get out there, and sometimes the harder you try, the harder the game gets. And you play your best snooker when you're just enjoying it, and your head's sort of a little bit emptier, and you're just enjoying the thrill of it. The trouble is trying to recreate that once you've tasted it is difficult as well.
Well, we can see if we can get a little clue from their head-to-head as to which way this might go. Of course, Mark Allen is the more experienced of the two. They've played each other once in their professional careers. Mark Allen won on that occasion. That was at the 2023 English Open in the second round. Allen won it quite comfortably, 4-1. But Wu Yize, he's 21 years old. He just turned professional about 3 years ago. He has got a very bright future ahead of him, Stuart. Yeah,
I played him in the English Open this year, first round. He beat me 4-3. And went on to get to the final.
What makes him a difficult opponent?
He's just very attacking. He plays a shot in front of him, and he don't back off. If he gets a chance at a long ball, he's going for it 100%. And where he's young and raw, most of them do go in.
He is one to watch for the future, and one that a lot of pundits and professionals are saying he could be a champion one day. Yes,
he beat Xi Wei in the last round, who's nearly got to the final of the World Championship. It's just a situation you find yourself in. Trying to predict which players of the young players is going to come through is difficult. OK, well, we're all set and ready. We're very much looking forward to tonight. Rob Walker, it's over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The battle for the quarter-finals has started with a bang here at the Barbican. We've already been treated to two 6-5 thrillers today with 7 centuries and 6 half-centuries. Chris from Sheffield and the rest of the crowd know if tonight is half as good, we're in for another scintillating session of snooker. So welcome to the climax of Day 5 here at the Victorian Plumbing UK Championship. A brilliant night in prospect. And we start with a man who mounted one of the great comebacks of his career from 3-0 down against Mark Selby to be on the verge of what would be a 4th UK quarter-final in the last 5 years. One of the most amazing break builders we have ever seen. Give it up for the jackpot, Jack Lozowski. And his opponent, bidding for his 6th UK quarter-final, but his first in 12 years after his victory over Ryan Day on Sunday. Multiple World, multiple Masters finalist, and 6 times a ranking event winner. He loves the big stage. Here comes the captain, Ali Carter. On table 1, here comes a player of immense composure at the tender age of 21. After his victory over world semi-finalist Si Jiahui in the first round, he finds himself in uncharted territory. He's never been this far in the UK champs before. Here comes China's English Open finalist, Wu Yize. And finally, to a player who made it 3rd time lucky in UK finals 2 years ago, mounting that memorable comeback against Ding Junhui after finishing runner-up twice before. One of the sport's most prolific winners of the last 3 seasons, he's Mark the Pistol Allen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Jack Lozowski to break.